2023 was also a time when Amani Africa capitalized on its previous year's impactful research that shed light on the policy misdiagnosis of terrorism. In 2023, Amani Africa was able to address the growing threat of terrorism using the policy recommendations it has produced the year prior. Drawing on the Special Research Report, The Growing Threat of Terrorism in Africa, released in 2022, in 2023, Amani Africa continued its leadership in disseminating its new findings of counterterrorism and preventing violent extremism through various publications and presentations. The policy insight from our special report challenging conventional perspectives on the diagnosis of the threat of terrorism and the occupying faulty policy responses facilitated Amani Africa's invitation for delivering a keynote address on the key findings of the report at the Le Rendezvous Forum on PVE in West and Central Africa, held in Dakar, Senegal in 2023. Subsequently, upon the request of the Permanent Mission of the Arab Republic of Egypt, Amani Africa made presentations at the convening held at the AU Commission to address challenges and prospects for counterterrorism in the implementation of the Malabo Summit outcomes. By using the special report as the basis for identifying the flaws in existing policy responses to violent extremism, Amani Africa was able to highlight the need for policy changes to the existing responses, pointing to the need for comprehensive approaches to address the underlying issues, namely, which the report termed the political and socioeconomic governance pathologies and the local conflict dynamics, which create the space both for the emergence and expansions of terrorism.
The African Union has come to have its own standing decision-making body, like the Security Council of the UN.
Sadly, there appears to be a misdiagnosis between the proposed mitigation measures and the reality on the ground. The number of coups in West Africa now almost rivals the startling incidents that took place in the late 80s and 90s.
This surge in military coups is unprecedented, particularly since the turn of the century. More and more, it is civilians that are bearing the brunt of these violent conflicts on the continent.
Also, there is the issue of availability of weapons.
Illicit weapons on the continent is a very serious problem. And it has made conflicts to become much more deadly and easy to start.
Look at Somalia and the consequences even in a great country like Kenya and Ethiopia. Look at Mozambique. Whoever thought that Mozambique, peaceful Mozambique, will be today confronted with the kind of violent extremism and terrorist act that we see.
This misdiagnosis of sorts has resulted majorly in having several boots on the ground, but with almost no change in the situation.
The new findings and policy proposals from our special report informed and shaped the production of our analysis through our flagship work, Insight on the PSC, for the use of PSC sessions held on terrorism during 2023. The analysis Amani Africa provided through these various interventions facilitated increased uptake in policy deliberations of the required policy changes that our research findings highlighted. For example, this was reflected in the endorsement of negotiations and reconciliations as part of the policy toolbox for addressing the scourges of terrorism and the need to prioritize political solutions alongside military and security interventions, captured among others in the communique of the 11th 82nd session of the Peace and Security Council.